Sure. Here is a great, deep, and detailed summary of the full explanation in the simplest possible language so you understand everything like a beginner or a child would. This summary, all the important points, full clarity. Detailed, simple summary. The Preamble of the Indian Constitution. 1. Where did the idea of the preamble come from? The United States of America, USA, was the first country to add a preamble at the beginning of its constitution. A preamble is a short introduction that tells us what the Constitution is about, what it wants to do, and values it follows. Many other countries liked this idea and copied it, including India. Think of it just as a movie trailer gives us a short preview of what the movie is about, the preamble gives a short idea of what the whole Constitution says. What is the meaning of the word preamble? The word preamble means beginning, introduction, or a small taste in Constitution. It tells us the core ideas behind all the laws and rules in the Constitution. Example, the first page is often the introduction, which says what the project is about. That's what the preamble is for the Constitution. 3. Why is the preamble called the identity card of the Constitution? A famous Indian jurist and legal expert named N.A. Palkhivala said this: just like your ID card gives quick information about you, name, age, photo, etc., the preamble gives quick information about the Constitution, its goals, values, and purpose. Example, your Aadhaar card says who you are. The preamble says what kind of India we want: just, fair, free, equal, united, and more. 4. What is the source of the Indian preamble? The Preamble of India is based on a document called the Objectives Resolution. This resolution, a formal statement of goals, was written and proposed by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru in 1946 before independence. It was adopted, officially accepted, by the Constituent Assembly, the group that wrote the Indian Constitution. Example, think of the Objectives Resolution as a blueprint, like a plan before building a house. The preamble was built using that plan. 5. Was the preamble ever changed? Yes. The preamble has been changed only once, in 1976. This was done through the 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act. In this change, 3 new words were added to the preamble. A, socialist. The government should try to reduce the gap between rich and poor. Everyone should get equal chances for education, jobs, healthcare. It supports free schools, free hospitals, job schemes, etc. If a poor person and a rich person both get free education from the government, that's socialism. B, secular. The country has no official religion. People are free to follow any religion or no religion at all. The government must treat all religions equally. Example, whether you are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian, or atheist, the government treats everyone the same. C, integrity, means unity and togetherness. All parts of India, north, south, east, west, should stay united as one country. Also means honesty and doing the right thing for the nation. Example, even if we speak different languages or follow different customs, we are all Indians. That's national integrity. Final combined meaning. The preamble of the Indian Constitution is a short but powerful introduction. It tells us the spirit and soul of our Constitution. It says what kind of country India wants to be: free, fair, equal, united. What values we believe in: justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. What kind of government we have: democratic, sovereign, secular, socialist, with integrity. It is based on the dream shown by Pandit Nehru's Objectives Resolution. It was made even stronger by the 42nd Amendment in 1976, which added 3 important words. In one simple sentence, the preamble is the Constitution's heart. It shows us the purpose, the direction, and the dreams of India as a nation. Would you like a comic strip, mind map, or voice explanation of this too? I can create those if you want to understand it even more clearly. Here is the great, deep, and detailed summary of the 4 components of the preamble of the Indian Constitution, written in the simplest and clearest possible way, as if teaching a complete beginner. This summary connects all ideas, explains every key term, and uses examples to make everything deeply understandable and unforgettable. The 4 components, main parts of the preamble, a great, deep, detailed summary. The preamble is like the opening page of the Indian Constitution. It gives a short and powerful summary of the main goals, values, and vision of India's democratic life. Think of it like a map that tells us where our country is headed. The preamble has four main components, just like a recipe has four main ingredients. Let's go through each part deeply and simply. 1. Source of authority of the Constitution. The Constitution gets its power from the people of India. What does this mean? It means that ordinary people, not kings or foreign rulers, are the real source of power. The Constitution was made by the people, and the government works for the people. In India, the people are the masters, and the government is their servant. Simple example. Imagine a school where students vote and choose their own class captain. That captain has power because the students gave it to them. In the same way, the Constitution and the Indian government get their power from the Indian citizens. 2. Nature of the Indian state. India is described as a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. These five big words tell us what kind of country India is. Let's understand each one deeply but simply. Sovereign. India is completely free. No other country or king controls India. India makes its own decisions for its people. Example, like a person who is not under anyone's control, India is independent and self-governing. Socialist, the government works to reduce the gap between rich and poor. Everyone should get equal chances to grow and succeed. Basic needs like education, health, food, jobs should be taken care of by the government. Example, free government hospitals and ration cards are socialist steps. Secular. India has no official religion. All religions are treated equally by the government. People can follow any religion or none. Example, whether you're Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, or Christian, the government gives you equal respect and rights. Democratic. People choose their leaders by voting. Everyone has the right to vote, speak freely, and express opinions. Power comes from the people. Example, when you vote in elections, that is democracy in action. Your voice matters. Republic. The head of the country, president, is elected, not a king or queen. There are no royal families that automatically rule India. Example, even a poor person can become president if elected. It's a system based on equality, not birth. Summary of Part 2. These five words tell us that India is free, sovereign, helps the weak, socialist, respects all faiths, secular, gives power to the people, democratic, and does not have kings, republic. Objectives of the Constitution. The goals of the Constitution are justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. These are the core dreams of India, what kind of society we want to build. Let's explore each deeply. Justice. Everyone is treated fairly and equally. No one is above the law, not the rich, not the powerful. There should be no unfair treatment based on caste, religion, money, or background. Example, if a minister and a farmer both break the law, they both should be punished equally. That's justice. Liberty. People have freedom to live how they like, think what they want, and follow any belief. As long as you don't harm others, you can express your thoughts freely. Example, you can write a poem, follow a religion, or speak your opinion without fear. That's liberty. Equality. Everyone is equal before the law. No one is higher or lower. You cannot be treated differently just because of your religion, gender, caste, or wealth. Example, a billionaire and a beggar have the same voting right and the same respect in the eyes of law. Fraternity. Fraternity means brotherhood, living together with love, respect, and unity. All Indians should feel like one big family, no matter where they come from. Example, whether someone is from Kashmir or Kanyakumari, we all belong to one nation and must support each other. Summary of Part 3. These four values are the soul of the Constitution. They help us build a nation that is fair, justice, free, liberty, equal, equality, and united, fraternity. Number 4. Date of adoption of the Constitution. The preamble says that the Constitution was adopted on November 26, 1949. Why is this date important? This is the day when the Indian Constitution was officially accepted by the Constituent Assembly. It means India had created its own set of laws, and it was no longer under British rule. Even though it was adopted on this date, the Constitution came into full effect on January 26, 1950, which we now celebrate as Republic Day. Example, it's like finishing your homework on one day, Nov 26, but showing it to the teacher on another day, Jan 26. Summary of Part 4. November 26, 1949 is the day India officially chose its path by accepting the Constitution. Final full summary, all 4 parts in one table. Component, simple meaning. Example. 1. Source of authority. Power comes from the people, not kings or gods. Citizens vote and choose leaders. 2. Nature of Indian state. India is free, fair, religion neutral, people-powered, and has no monarchy, like a modern, equal, democratic family. 3 objectives. We aim for fairness, freedom, equality, and brotherhood. Everyone is treated fairly and equally, with love and respect. 4. Date of adoption. Constitution accepted on Nov 26, 1949. Like the birthday of the Indian Constitution. One-line magical summary. The Preamble tells us that the Constitution is made by the people for a free and fair India to ensure justice, liberty, equality, and unity, and was adopted on November 26, 1949. Would you like me to make a comic strip, colorful chart, or poster version of this summary too? I can create it for better memory and fun learning. Here is the great, deep, and detailed summary of the explanation of the word, as used in the Preamble of the Indian Constitution, written in the simplest English, step by step, for total clarity and deep understanding, as if teaching someone with no prior knowledge. Topic: what does sovereign mean in the Indian Constitution? The word sovereign tells us that India is completely free and fully independent. India is not controlled by any other country. It can make its own laws, take its own decisions, and manage its internal and external affairs. There is no country, king, or power above India. 4 key points that explain sovereign in the deepest way. 1. India is not a dependency or dominion. A dependency is a country that is ruled or controlled by another country. Example, before 1947, India was a British dependency. British people made big decisions for India. A dominion is a country most free, but still accepts the king or queen of another country as head. Example, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand were British dominions. They had their own governments, but still accepted the British monarch as their symbolic leader. In the Preamble, by using the word sovereign, the Constitution makes it 100% clear that India is neither a dependency nor a dominion. India is a fully free and independent state. 2. India is free in all its affairs, internal and external. Internal affairs. India can handle all its domestic, inside the country, matters on its own, such as making laws, running courts and police, deciding education, taxes, jobs, religion, language policies, holding elections, protecting rights. External affairs. India is free in its relations with other countries, like making foreign policy, signing peace or trade agreements, making friends or breaking ties, declaring war or helping in peace efforts. Example, India can sign a trade deal with Russia or ban an app from China. It doesn't need approval from any foreign power because it is sovereign. 3. Being in the Commonwealth doesn't reduce India's freedom. In 1949, India chose to remain in the Commonwealth of Nations, a group of countries that were once under British rule. India also accepted the British crown, King/Queen, as the head of the Commonwealth. But this was just a symbolic title, like calling someone the club president. It had no real power, no control over India, no legal effect inside India. This decision was extra-constitutional. It was not written in the Constitution. So even though India stayed in the Commonwealth, it remained fully sovereign. India did not give up even 1% of its independence. 4. India's membership in the United Nations also does not limit its freedom. India is a member of the United Nations, UNO, a global organization where countries discuss world peace help in disasters, protect human rights, work together on climate change, health, education. But being a member of the UNO does not mean that the UN can control India. India has lost its independence. India is ruled by global rules. Example, you can join a cricket club, but that club doesn't run your house or control your money. Same way, India is still 100% sovereign even while being a UN member. 5. India can acquire or give territory because it is sovereign. Because India is sovereign, it can add land from another country, acquire territory. Example, when Sikkim joined India in 1975, give a part of its own land to another country, cede territory. Example, India gave some border areas to Bangladesh after a land agreement in 2015. This shows that India is a real master of its land. It can decide freely, like any truly independent country. Final deep summary table. Point, what it means. 1. India is not under control of any other nation, not a dependency or dominion. 2. India can handle all its affairs inside the country and with other nations. 3. India remained in the Commonwealth but stayed 100% free. British Crown has no power over India. India joined the UNO but did not lose any independence. India has the power to gain or give away land because it is fully sovereign. One-line master summary. Sovereign means India is a completely free, fully independent country with the power to run itself, deal with other countries, and make all decisions without asking permission from anyone else. Would you like me to turn this into a mind map, infographic, or comic strip to make it visual and more memorable? Here's the great, deep, and detailed summary of the meaning of socialist in the Indian Constitution, explained in the simplest way, with full clarity for any beginner or layperson. Deep summary of socialist in the Indian Constitution. 1. What is socialism? Socialism is the idea that the government should work for the welfare of all people, especially the poor and weaker sections. It means reducing the gap between the rich and the poor and ensuring that basic needs like food, shelter, education, and healthcare are available to everyone. The focus is on equality, fairness, and social justice. Easy example. If a child from a poor family gets free schooling and free food so they get the same chance as a rich child, that's socialism in action. 2. When was the word socialist added to the Constitution? The word socialist was officially added to the Preamble of the Indian Constitution in 1976 during the 42nd Amendment. But even before this, the Constitution already had socialist ideas in a section called the Directive Principles of State Policy, DPSPs. These include goals like providing education, protecting workers, and helping the poor, all socialist in spirit. So, the word came in 1976, but the idea of socialism was always there from the start. 1950. 3. What type of socialism does India follow? India follows democratic socialism, not communist socialism. Democratic socialism, India's model. People have freedom, elections, and private property. Government helps the poor and provides services like public schools, government hospitals, employment schemes. India allows both public and businesses. This is called a mixed economy. Example, Indian Railways is government run, public sector. Tata Motors is privately owned, private sector. Both work together in India's economy. Communist socialism, not India's model. No private property allowed. Government owns all factories, farms, and businesses. People have less personal freedom. Example, old USSR, Maoist China. India does not follow this model. Topic 4. Congress Party and early support for socialism. In 1955, at its Avadi session, the Congress Party passed a resolution, official promise, to build a socialistic pattern of society. This meant giving land to poor farmers, setting up government industries, controlling prices of goods. This shows that India committed to socialist goals even before the word socialist was written in the preamble. 5. What is a mixed economy? In a mixed economy, both government-owned businesses and private businesses exist together. The government runs industries that are important for public welfare, like railways, oil, coal, banks. Private companies are allowed to make profit, but they must follow laws that protect workers, consumers, and the environment. Example: LIC, Life Insurance Corporation, equals public. HDFC Bank equals private. Both serve people, but the government keeps an eye to ensure fairness. 6. Supreme Court's view on democratic socialism. The Supreme Court of India has said that the goal of democratic socialism is to end poverty. No one should go hungry or be homeless. End ignorance. Everyone should get education. End disease. Healthcare should be available to all. End inequality of opportunity. Everyone should get equal chances in life. Simple. If two students, one rich and one poor, both get free and good education, that's democratic socialism. 7. India's socialism equals blend of Marxism, Gandhism. India's socialism is a mixture of two philosophies. Marxism, from Karl Marx, German thinker, says rich exploit the poor, wants to end class differences, supports government control of property. Gandhism, from Mahatma Gandhi, believes in nonviolence, simplicity, helping villages, morality, peaceful change. India leans more towards Gandhian socialism, peaceful, moral, rural-focused socialism, rather than forceful Marxist methods. 8. Effect of the 1991 economic reforms. In 1991, India made big changes to its economy through 3 steps called LPG. 1. Liberalization. Removed government controls, gave more freedom to businesses. 2. Privatization. Sold many government companies to private owners. 3. Globalization. Opened up to trade and investment from foreign countries. These changes helped India grow economically, but also reduced government control, increased private business, made India a bit less socialist. Example: earlier, Air India was government-owned. Now it's privatized. India is still socialist in spirit, but now follows a balanced path, not fully socialist, not fully capitalist. Full table summary. Point: simple explanation. 1. Socialism means reducing the gap between rich and poor and giving equal opportunities to all. 2. Word socialist added in 1976, but socialist values were in the Constitution from the beginning, directive principles. 3. India follows democratic socialism. It allows both government and private businesses. 4. India rejected communist socialism, which bans private property and freedom. 5. In 1955, Congress promised a socialistic society and took steps to support it. 6. A mixed economy exists in India, public plus private sectors together. 7. Supreme Court says socialism aims to end poverty, ignorance, disease, and inequality. 8. India's socialism is a blend of Marx and Gandhi, but mostly peaceful like Gandhi's ideas. 9. In 1991, economic reforms made India more open to the world and slightly less socialist, but it still supports social welfare. Final one-line super summary. India's socialist vision means a fair society with equal chances for all, where the government helps the poor, supports public welfare, and balances private freedom with social justice, all within a democratic setup. Would you like a comic strip, mind map, or infographic poster of this summary next? I can create it to make this even easier to understand and remember.
Of course, here's a great, deep, detailed summary of the topic. Topic: Secularism in the Indian Constitution. 1. Meaning of secularism. Secularism means that the state government stays neutral in matters of religion. It does not support any one religion, and it does not interfere in religious matters unless necessary for law and order. Citizens have complete freedom to follow, change, or not follow any religion. 2. When was the word secular added? The word secular was officially added to the Preamble, the introduction of the Constitution, in the year 1976. It was added through the 42nd Constitutional Amendment during the time of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi. However, the spirit of secularism was already present from the beginning through laws and rights that were written in 1950 itself. What did the Supreme Court say? In 1974, the Supreme Court of India stated clearly that, even though the word secular was not written in the Constitution, the founders of the Constitution, the people who wrote it, clearly intended India to be a secular state. This means that secularism was part of India's foundation, even before the word was added officially. 4 Articles 25 to 28, freedom of religion. These articles are part of the fundamental rights in the Constitution article. What it means. 25. All people are free to follow, practice, and spread any religion. Religious groups can run their own places of worship and affairs freely. No citizen can be forced to pay taxes that are used to promote any religion. Government schools and institutions cannot teach religious lessons to keep education secular. These laws protect all religions equally and give people the freedom of belief. Hannah 5. India's positive secularism. India does not follow a negative form of secularism, where religion and state are completely separate. India follows a positive form. The state respects and equally supports all religions. It can give help or facilities to all religions, but it must treat all equally. Important note, India is not anti-religion. It is multi-religious and religiously fair. Ham 6. Irrespective of their strength. What does this mean? It means, even if a religion is very large, like Hinduism, or very small, like Judaism or Zoroastrianism, the Constitution treats all equally. Every religion has the same legal status, protection, and value in India. Why is secularism important in India? India is a religiously diverse country. Hindus, Muslims, Christians, Sikhs, Jains, Buddhists, Parsis, and many others live here. To keep peace and unity, the government must fair and not favor any one religion. Secularism is necessary to ensure religious freedom, equality, no discrimination, harmony between communities. Final deep summary in simple words. Secularism means treating all religions equally. India's constitution was based on this idea from the start, but the word secular was added in 1976 for clarity. The Supreme Court said secularism was always the goal. Articles 25 to 28 give people the freedom to follow any religion. The Indian model of secularism respects all religions, supports all equally, and keeps the country united and fair for everyone. Would you like a comic strip version of this summary too? Certainly. Here's a great, deep, and detailed summary of the concept of democratic as explained in the Indian Constitution, especially based on the passage you shared. Detailed summary. Democratic in the Indian Constitution. 1. Democracy is central to India's identity. The preamble of the Indian Constitution clearly states that India is a democratic country. This means that the power belongs to the people, not to a king, queen, dictator, or military. The people elect leaders who must work for the public and can be removed or moved by them through elections. This system is built on the principle of popular sovereignty, which means the people are the source of all power in the country. 2. Two types of democracy. There are two basic forms of democracy in the world. A. Direct democracy. In this system, the people themselves make decisions on laws and policies. There are no elected representatives making laws on their behalf. This is usually found in small countries or communities where it's easier for everyone to vote directly. Example: Switzerland. Tools of direct democracy. Tool. What it means. Referendum. People vote yes or no on a proposed law or policy. Initiative. Citizens start a new law themselves by collecting support or signatures. Recall. Citizens vote to remove an elected leader before their term ends. Plebiscite. People vote to decide a big issue like territorial disputes or separation. B. Indirect democracy, representative democracy. The people elect representatives, like MPs and MLAs, who then make laws and run the government on their behalf. This is necessary in large countries like India, where direct voting on every law by everyone is impossible. The elected leaders are accountable to the people and can be voted out in the next election if they don't perform well. 3. Two models of representative, indirect democracy. Indirect democracy comes in two forms. Type, key feature, example. Parliamentary people elect MPs, and the party with majority forms the government. The Prime Minister is the head of government. India, UK. People directly elect the President, who acts as both head of state and head of government. Parliament and President are separate powers. USA. India follows the parliamentary form. 4. Why democracy is important in India. India is a diverse country, with many languages, religions, and communities. Democracy ensures that every citizen has equal power in choosing leaders. Governments work for the people, not for a select few. People can freely express their opinions and hold the government accountable. Rights and freedoms, like speech, religion, equality, are protected by law. Changes in leadership can happen peacefully through elections. 5. In practice, Indian democracy in India, every adult citizen 18 plus can vote in elections. They vote to choose MLAs for state assemblies, MPs for parliament. The majority party in the Lok Sabha chooses the Prime Minister. The elected leaders make laws, prepare budgets, and run the government. After 5 years, elections are held again, and the people decide whether to re-elect or remove leaders. Final summary in one paragraph. The term democratic in the Indian constitution means that the people are the real rulers of the country. This principle is called popular sovereignty, the idea that the highest power lies with the people. Democracy can be either direct, where people vote on laws themselves, like in Switzerland, or indirect, where people elect leaders to govern on their behalf, like in India. India follows the parliamentary form of indirect democracy, where elected representatives make laws and the Prime Minister leads the government. Democracy ensures freedom, equality, and accountability in the country and allows people to shape the government peacefully through free elections. Would you like a comic strip or flashcards to visually revise this next? Here is a great, deep, and detailed summary of the passage about the democratic nature of India as described in the Constitution, explained clearly and simply. Summary. The democratic nature of the Indian Constitution. 1. India is a representative parliamentocracy. The Indian Constitution sets up a representative democracy, which means that people do not rule directly, but instead elect leaders to represent them. India also follows the parliamentary system, where the legislature, parliament, is made up of elected representatives, MPs. The executive, prime minister and ministers, is chosen from among these elected MPs. The executive is accountable to the legislature. They must answer to parliament for every decision or action. This system ensures that the people remain in charge through their elected representatives. 2. Key features that make India democratic. India's democratic character can be seen in several important ways. Universal adult franchise. Every Indian citizen who is 18 years or older has the right to vote, regardless of caste, religion, gender, wealth, or education. This ensures equality in decision-making. Periodic elections. Elections are held regularly, usually every 5 years, allowing people to choose their leaders and remove those who do not perform. Rule of law. All citizens, including government officials, are equal before the law. No one is above the law. Independent judiciary. The judges and courts in India are independent from the government. They can give judgments fairly without political pressure. This protects people's rights and freedoms. No discrimination. The Constitution bans discrimination based on religion, caste, gender, race, or place of birth. This ensures equal treatment and opportunity for all. These features are practical signs that India is a real democracy, not just in name but in function and spirit. 3. Democracy in a broader sense. The word democratic in the preamble of the Constitution does not only mean political democracy, like voting. It also includes social democracy. Everyone in society should be treated equally with dignity, regardless of background. There should be no untouchability, no caste discrimination, and equal access to opportunities. Economic democracy. Everyone should have a fair chance to earn a good life. The government should work to reduce the gap between the rich and the poor. Public resources and opportunities should benefit everyone, not just the wealthy few. This shows that democracy is not just about electing leaders. It's about creating a society where everyone lives with equality, justice, and dignity. Now 4. Dr. Ambedkar's vision of democracy. In his final speech to the Constituent Assembly on November 25, 1949, Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the chief architect of the Constitution, emphasized that giving people the right to vote, political democracy, is not enough. If people continue to suffer from social inequality and economic injustice, then democracy will be incomplete. He believed that real democracy must give freedom and rights, equal treatment, economic fairness, respect in society. He wanted democracy to reach the lives of people, not just the ballot box. Final summary in one paragraph. The Indian Constitution establishes a representative parliamentary democracy where people elect leaders who must work for them and answer to Parliament. India's democratic identity is proven through voting rights for all adults, regular elections, equal laws, independent courts, and non-discrimination. But democracy in India goes beyond voting. It also means social and economic equality. It aims to create a society where everyone has dignity, rights, and opportunities. Dr. Ambedkar strongly believed that real democracy must uplift people not just politically, but also socially and economically, so that freedom, justice... Here is a great, deep and detailed summary of the passage based on Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's thoughts and the Supreme Court's view on democracy, liberty, equality and fraternity in the simplest words possible. Summary: why social democracy is necessary for real democracy. 1. Democracy is more than just voting. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said, political democracy alone is not enough. Political democracy means right to vote, elect leaders, and form a government. But this is not complete democracy unless it is supported by social democracy. Now 2. What is social democracy? Social democracy means a way of life based on 3 core values. Liberty. Everyone should have freedom to think, speak, move, work, worship, and express opinions. Equality. Every person should be treated equally. No one is seen as higher or lower because of caste, gender, religion, or wealth. Fraternity. People should feel a sense of brotherhood. They should live with respect, unity, and harmony. These 3 ideas, liberty, equality, and fraternity, are not separate. They must go together, like 3 wheels of the same cart. 3. Why all 3 values must go together. Dr. Ambedkar warned that if you separate one from the others, democracy will fail. Here's why. Liberty without equality. If only a few people have freedom, like the rich, they will dominate the poor. This creates inequality, and democracy becomes unfair. Equality without liberty. If everyone is equal, but no one has freedom to speak or act, people become like robots. There's no growth, creativity, or progress. Liberty and equality without fraternity. If people are free and equal, but hate each other because of religion or caste, society will be divided and violent. Brotherhood keeps the society peaceful and united. So all 3 values must work together, like the parts of one machine. Without one part, the machine, democracy, breaks down. 4. Supreme Court's view, 1997. The Supreme Court of India also said, the Indian Constitution wants to create a society where every citizen gets social justice, no caste, gender, or religious discrimination, economic justice, fair opportunities, jobs and wealth, political justice, equal voting and participation rights. This is the vision of the Constitution. A true democracy must be fair in all areas of life. 5. Dr. Ambedkar's final message. He said liberty, equality, and fraternity must not be seen as 3 different things. They must stay united, like a trinity, a group of 3 that forms one whole. If you remove one, the others lose their meaning. Without all 3, democracy becomes fake, unfair, or broken. Final summary in one paragraph. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar taught that real democracy is not just about holding elections and giving people the right to vote. It must be built on social democracy, which means people must live with freedom, liberty, equality, and brotherhood, fraternity. These 3 values must always go together. If one is missing, democracy cannot survive. The Supreme Court also agreed, saying that India's constitution wants to create a just and equal society for all people. Real democracy must touch all parts of life, political, social, and economic, and bring dignity, rights, and justice to every citizen. Would you like this turned into a comic strip, a visual chart, a revision card, or quiz? Let me know. I can create any of these right now to help you revise easily. Here's a great, deep, and very detailed summary of the concept of a republic, especially in the context of India's constitution, written in the simplest words possible, yet fully accurate and rich in meaning. Deep, detailed summary, republic in the Indian constitution. 1. Meaning of republic. The word republic means that the head of the country, also called head of state, is not a king or queen born into power. Instead, the head is elected by the people, directly or indirectly, and holds office for a limited time. 2. Two types of democratic governments. Democratic countries can follow one of two models. A. Monarchy. In this system, the leader, king or queen, inherits power by birth. They become rulers because of family, not by vote. Example, United Kingdom, where King Charles III became king after Queen Elizabeth. B. Republic. In this system, the leader is elected. The people or their representatives choose the leader. Example, India, where the president is elected by MPs and MLAs. What being a republic means for India. In India, being a republic means A. Elected head of state. India's president is elected indirectly. This means the public doesn't vote directly, but elected leaders, MPs and MLAs vote. The president's term is 5 years. This ensures that no one stays in power forever. B. No hereditary rule. No king, queen or royal family rules India. No one can become president just because they were born in a powerful family. Every citizen has the same right to reach the top. C. Power belongs to the people. In a republic, the real power is in the hands of the people. The leaders represent the people and can be removed after their term. The people, through elections, choose who governs them. D. No special class or privilege. In monarchies, royal families may have special rights. In a republic like India, there is no special class by birth, no VIP caste. No one gets a post just because of birth or wealth. E. Equal opportunity for all. All public offices, like president, PM, judge, collector, etc., are open to everyone, no matter your caste, religion, gender, language, or region. If you have merit, you can rise. 4. While India is proud to be a republic. India became a republic on the 26th of January 1950, when the Constitution came into force. Since then, the president is elected, not crowned. There is no royal bloodline in power. Citizens have equal rights to lead. The power always returns to the people through elections. This system protects equality, fairness, freedom from dynastic rule. 5. Quick comparison table. Concept monarchy, republic, India. Term of office. Head of state, king or queen, elected president. How they get power, inherited from parents, elected by representatives. Term of office, often for life. Fixed, 5 years in India. Royal family? Yes, no. Public jobs, limited to few, open to all citizens equally. Power belongs to royal family. The people. Final summary in simple sentences. 1. A republic is a country where the people elect their head of state, not a king or queen. 2. In India, our president is chosen by a vote, not by birth. 3. All citizens are equal, and anyone can become a leader. 4. There is no royal family, and no one gets special treatment. 5. This system gives equal rights, dignity and power to every Indian. India is a republic, and that means you, the citizen, are more powerful than any royal family. The government must serve you, not rule over you. Would you like a comic strip or poster to help remember this better? I'd be happy to make one. Here's a great, deep and very detailed summary of the concept of a republic, especially in the context of India's constitution, written in the simplest words possible, yet fully accurate and rich in meaning. Deep, detailed summary, republic in the Indian constitution. 1. Meaning of republic. The word republic means that the head of the country, also called head of state, is not a king or queen born into power. Instead, the head is elected by the people, directly or indirectly, and holds office for a limited time. Two types of democratic governments. Democratic countries can follow one of two models. A. Monarchy. In this system, the leader, king or queen, inherits power by birth. They become rulers because of family, not by vote. Example, United Kingdom, where King Charles III became king after Queen Elizabeth. B. Republic. In this system, the leader is elected. The people, or their representatives, choose the leader. Example, India, where the president is elected by MPs and MLAs. Ham 3. What being a republic means for India. In India, being a republic means A. Elected head of state. India's president is elected indirectly. This means the public doesn't vote directly, but elected leaders, MPs and MLAs, vote. The president's term is 5 years. This ensures that no one stays in power forever. B. No hereditary rule. No king, queen or royal family rules India. No one can become president just because they were born in a powerful family. Every citizen has the same right to reach the top. Power belongs to the people. In a republic, the real power is in the hands of the people. The leaders represent the people and can be removed after their term. The people, through elections, choose who governs them. D. No special class or privilege. In monarchies, royal families may have special rights. In a republic like India, there is no special class by birth, no VIP caste. No one gets a post just because of birth or wealth. E. Equal opportunity for all. All public offices, like president, PM, judge, collector, etc., are open to everyone. No matter your caste, religion, gender, language, or region, if you have merit, you can rise. 4. Why India is proud to be a republic. India became a republic on the 26th of January 1950, when the Constitution came into force. Since then, the president is elected, not crowned. There is no royal bloodline in power. Citizens have equal rights to lead. The power always returns to the people through elections. This system protects equality, fairness, freedom from dynastic rule. Now 5. Quick comparison table. Concept, monarchy, republic. Term of office. Head of state, king or queen. Elected president. How they get power. Inherited from parents. Elected by representatives. Term of office, often for life. Fixed 5 years in India. Royal family? Yes. Public jobs, limited to few. Owe to all citizens equally. Power belongs to royal family. The people. Final summary in simple sentences. 1. A republic is a country where the people elect their head of state, not a... 2. In India, the president is chosen by a vote, not by birth. 3. All citizens are equal and anyone can become a leader. 4. There is no royal family and no one gets special treatment. 5. This system gives equal rights, dignity and power to every Indian. India is a republic, and that means you, the citizen, are more powerful than any royal family. The government must serve you, not rule over you. Would you like a comic strip poster to help remember this better? I'd be happy to make one. Absolutely. Here's a great, deep, and detailed summary of the concept of justice in the preamble of the Indian Constitution, explained in the simplest and clearest way possible, with added meaning and insight. What is justice in the Constitution? The preamble is the soul or introduction of the Indian Constitution. It tells us what kind of country India wants to be. One of its most important promises is justice for all citizens in every part of life. But justice doesn't mean just punishing criminals. In the Constitution, justice means fairness in society, economy, and politics. 1. Social justice, fairness in society. Social justice means that everyone in society is treated equally, no matter what their caste, color, religion, gender, or background. Why is this needed in India? India had a long history of social inequality. Caste system made some people lower and some higher. Women had fewer rights than men. Some religions were treated unfairly. What social justice wants: no one is better or worse because of their caste or religion. Everyone has the same dignity, respect, and chances. Weaker groups like SCs, STs, OBCs, and women must get support to rise. How is it done? reservations in jobs, education, protection from social discrimination, programs for upliftment of backward classes and women. 2. Economic justice, fairness in money and wealth. Economic justice means no one should suffer just because they are poor, and wealth should not be controlled by a small group of rich people. Why is this needed in India? There are huge gaps between rich and poor. Some people own too much land and money. Many people are homeless, jobless, or struggling to survive. What economic justice wants: everyone should have basic needs: food, house, education, medicine. Opportunities to earn money must be equal. No one should be left behind just because they were born into poverty. How is it done? Welfare schemes for the poor, free education and healthcare, fair wages for workers, taxation to reduce inequality. This is also called distributive justice, meaning the fair sharing of wealth among all. Tact 3. Political justice, fairness in government and power. Political justice means everyone must have an equal say in the government and equal chance to lead or participate, no matter who they are. Why is this needed in India? In the past, only royals, rich, or certain castes held power. Many people were denied voting rights or not allowed to lead. What political justice wants: everyone can vote freely, everyone can contest elections, everyone can speak their opinion and be heard. How is it done? Universal adult suffrage, every adult can vote. Reservation in politics for SCs, STs, women, freedom of speech and expression. Root of this idea: Russian Revolution. The Indian constitution took the idea of justice, social, economic, political, from the Russian Revolution of 1917. In that revolution, poor people fought for equality. They demanded food, land, and political power. They removed unfair kings and started a new, fairer system. India's leaders admired this and said, "We must also build a country where justice lives in every home." Full summary chart: type of justice, what it means, who it helps, how it works. Social justice, equal treatment in society, SCs, STs, OBCs, women, minorities, no discrimination, reservations, legal protections. Economic justice, fairness in money and opportunities, poor, landless workers, welfare, fair wages, education, healthcare. Political justice, equal right to vote, speak and lead, every citizen, voting rights, election access, freedom of expression. Final message: why justice matters. Without justice, the rich crush the poor, the powerful silence the weak, society becomes unfair, angry and unstable. With justice, everyone gets a fair chance, a voice and a dignified life. This is why the Constitution begins with the promise of justice, social, economic and political, for every citizen. Would you like this turned into a comic, diagram, poster, or even a YouTube script? Or shall we now move on to the next part of the preamble, liberty, explained just like this? I'm ready for your next step. Absolutely. Let's now go even deeper into the meaning of liberty in the Indian Constitution, step by step, in the simplest way possible, like you're learning it for the very first time. What is liberty? 1. What does the word liberty mean? Let's start with the basic meaning. Liberty equals freedom, but not wild freedom. It means freedom to think for yourself, freedom to speak your ideas, freedom to believe in what you want, freedom to follow any religion, freedom to pray in your own way. Important: liberty does not mean you can do anything you want. You must follow rules that protect others too. 2. Liberty in the Indian Constitution. India's preamble, the introduction to the Constitution, promises liberty to all citizens. Specifically, it says, "We, the people of India, secure to all citizens liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship." Let's understand each word one by one. A. Thought. You are free to think whatever you want in your mind. Example: you may think the earth is round or flat. You may think a political leader is good or bad. No one can punish you just for what you think. B. Expression. You are free to say or write your thoughts in words. Example: you can write an article, draw a cartoon, or make a speech. You can protest peacefully if you don't like something. But You cannot use violence, hate speech, or insults that hurt others. C. Belief. You are free to believe in any idea or opinion. Example, you may believe in science, astrology, God, or nothing. Your belief is your own choice. D. Faith. You are free to have religious faith. Example, you can follow Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, Sikhism, or any other religion. You can also choose not to follow any religion. E. Worship. You are free to pray however you want. Example, you can go to a temple, mosque, church, gurudwara, or not go at all. You can pray loudly, silent pray. It's your right. Am3. These liberties are fundamental rights. These freedoms are not just promises. They're written in the Fundamental Rights, Articles 19 to 28. If someone takes away your liberty unfairly, you can go to court to protect your right. Example, if the government bans your peaceful protest for no reason, you can go to High Court or Supreme Court for help. 4. Liberty is not unlimited, not a license. Here's a very important point. Liberty is not license. It means you cannot do whatever you want, whenever you want. Your freedom must not hurt others or break the law. Example, you can speak freely, but you can't use bad language or spread hate. You can believe in any religion, but you can't force others to follow your religion. This is called reasonable restrictions. The Constitution allows some limits to protect peace, safety, and public order. 5. Where did these ideas come from? The ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity in the Indian Constitution were inspired by the French Revolution, 1789 to 1799. During that time, French people fought against kings and wanted liberty, freedom, equality, fairness, fraternity, brotherhood. India borrowed these same ideals to build a fair, free, and united nation. Real-life examples of liberty in action. Situation, liberty at work. A woman decides not to follow any religion. Liberty of belief and faith. A student writes a blog criticizing the government. Liberty of expression. A man wants to offer namaz openly in a peaceful area. Liberty of worship. A boy shouts hate slogans and causes riots. Not liberty, that's misuse of freedom. Final summary. Liberty in very simple words. Liberty means freedom to think, speak, believe, pray, and express yourself. It is a basic right of every Indian citizen. It must be used peacefully and responsibly. It is not freedom to hurt others or break rules. These freedoms help make India a strong democracy. Would you like me to now make a comic strip, create a mind map, or give a short quiz to test your understanding? Let me know. I'll make learning fun and easy for you.